We're here live at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, Georgia, as number 4 Ohio State and number 1 Georgia will be playing right behind me Saturday at 8 p.m. for the College Football Playoff semifinal here in SGSR. We'll have you tuned in as we spoke with Ohio State today for their media day. Ryan Day, CJ Stroud, Kevin Wilson, the rest of the team we got to talk with about all the different things that Ohio State needs to do in order to get to the national championship. Ohio versus the world is the mentality that this team talked about. They know they're the underdogs. They got nothing to lose, as CJ Stroud told media today. And they know that they can dial it up on offense with any play calls against this number 2 Georgia defense in the country. On the defensive side for Ohio State, Ronnie Hickman talked about the open field tackles and the explosive plays that they led up against Michigan in their last game, and that they need to not do that against this powerful Georgia offense with Stetson Bennett, one of the Heisman finalists for Georgia. We'll have you tuned for more coverage here on Scarlet and Gray Sports Radio. Keep following along.
Illinois this season, second in the Big Ten in free throws. That's 77%. Shupil, her first free throw make. So Ohio State had a scare last time out. Will they have another scare? Could the Illini pull off the upset that would shock the entire country?
And this is the type of matchup you see on paper and you don't think anything quite like it, but it is 1 versus 2, ladies and gentlemen, here in Big Ten play. And it's going to be a great game that will establish the rest of the Big Ten Conference going forward.
Mikesell blocked by Bostic, her second of the day. Again, the leading blocker in the Big Ten. A force to reckon with.
And that is great defense by Bostic. Having to come out and guard a sharpshooter like Taylor Mikesell, doing a great job that time.
Buckeyes are going to have to heave it up. 1 second, they weren't paying attention to the shot clock. Theory did not get it off in time. It's what the referees determined. That was Kevin Pethel, called the shot clock violation. You're seeing Bostic right there with the block.
Just incredible by Bostic being able to go beyond the perimeter that time and play Taylor Mikesell one-on-one and still get the block on the quick jumper.
The Illini 15 on the shot clock. Cook gets a great pick from Bostic, who rolls off of it. Wow, what a pretty finish from Kyra Cook. Averaging 19 points per game, leading the team in scoring. Oh, and Ricky Harris with the spin move, the cross-court pass. And she's called for the charge, the offensive foul. Jayla Oden took that one that time.
And the Illini are gaining all the momentum here in this second quarter. Only trailing by 6 for Ohio State, but they're picking up both offensively and defensively right now.
This Ohio State crowd, very quiet compared to most games we've seen this year. As they're Buckeyes, they're not used to them being down with this high caliber offense, but they're going up against the second best shooting team in the Big Ten. Bostic took her first 3-point attempt. Here comes Cody McMahon the other way. Gives it up. Mikulashikova off the back of the iron.
And Ohio State's been struggling from beyond the arc. Now 3 of 12 and a bit of a scoring drought. Just about 2 minutes now for this Ohio State squad.
Unlike the Buckeyes to have the scoring drought. Bostic with the perfect roll. The pick and roll. Works for Kendall Bostic. Bostic's in double digits. 12 points so far. 5 rebounds and 2 blocks to her name.
And that's how you run the pick and roll to perfection. Cook doing a great job setting open Bostic. You said it, she's got 12 points and 5 rebounds, along with a couple of blocks as well. She's been able to do it all for this Illini squad.
You're seeing it one more time. Cook, she finds Bostic. The pretty finish. Mikulashikova lost in traffic. And now Ohio State down 8. Largest deficit of the day with 6-12. We'll stay here quickly, Cole. So right now you're seeing the Illini bench huddling up. Shauna Green talking to her team. What is she telling her players right now with their 8-point lead?
You simply have to keep saying that, go at it. You're doing a great job being aggressive, not on the defensive end, but you're taking it right to this Ohio State defense, who is known for causing multiple turnovers against squads so far this season. I'm just very impressed with how Kyra Cook, she's redeveloped a little bit. She's 1 for 6 so far, who's their leading scorer with 2 points, but she's done a great job being able to find the open teammates and really get them involved. Kyra Cook also, she's a little quiet as we talked about, she has now 7 straight 20-point games for this Illini Illini squad. It's very impressive to see what they can do, and even impressive knowing that they can do this without their top scorer not being at her best game right now.
So here's something for the best team. You're seeing Shauna Green talking to her team right now. First season head coach, came from Dayton. But here's something about Ohio State. 0 players in double digits, while you have Illinois with 2 players in double digits. Shauna Green's really came in this season and elevated this Fighting Illini squad to a level we haven't seen Illinois have since 2017.
And it's exactly right. Just the impressiveness and what's something that can be done with Shauna Green, a first-year head coach like you talked about, completely has transformed this team. And you hit on exactly. She's had the success where she's gone, being at Dayton the last 7 seasons, and instantly, first year in the Big Ten market, she has her squad right now second in the Big Ten, trying to take that #1 spot today.
This Illinois team, one of the hottest teams in America right now. 1 loss came to Indiana. It was a close loss for the Illini. That came against Indiana when they were 5th in the nation. 65-61 was the final score on December 4th. So that was a tight matchup against a powerhouse in the Big Ten for the last couple years.
And since that Indiana loss, 7 straight wins, including 4 from Big Ten Conference opponent. So you hit on exactly one of the hottest teams in America, and they're taking it to one of the best teams across the country.
A highly anticipated game. Sunday afternoon, Columbus, Ohio. Cody McMahon, great pass, finds Taylor Theory. Theory, not usually a 3-point shooter. She couldn't connect. Illinois has to save it. Theory gets it back. 2-on-3. Nice move from Theory. Almost the up and under. Mikulashikova getting in there. Can Illinois recover? Cook does. And Genesis Bryant turns it over. Seen some turnovers from both sides. That's Illinois' 5th, tied with Ohio State. Welcome back here to Big Ten Plus. Top of the 6th inning. Sydney Grind up to bat now. Allison Smith still in the pitching circle for Ohio State. It's donut to donut here at Buckeye Field. And quarter cracks. Gets the first error of the game. She cannot hold on to that ball against Grind. It's kind of a weird position. She put her glove backhand and she couldn't get onto it.
Yeah, probably should have got her body centered up in front of that if she would have been able to. You know, not what they want to see here, especially with no outs, but, you know, it does put a force play at second. So if they can keep the ball in the infield, we'll see what happens here. If they get the first out, get that runner at first base out, trying to advance the second.
Here comes Shelby Wessler. Her and Smith have been battling all day. And this time it's a bunt, and it stays fair. Barely stayed fair, but advanced Grind to second base.
Yeah, we saw 2 great sack bunts from both teams. Ohio State wasn't able to capitalize on their chance, so let's see if OU can do the opposite and capitalize here with 2 outs remaining in this inning.
1 out, 0-0 count. This time it's Cece Keidel. 0 for 2 today, the right fielder. Keidel's ball hit right to third base, and Destiny Nori for out number 2. So what a quick at-bat we got there.
Yeah, I would imagine Keidel would take that pitch back if she could.
Did you have plenty of those in your day?
Yeah, those aren't your favorite. Those are ones you take home with you and have to get over them. But I guarantee she's wishing she could get back in there and, you know, either take that pitch and get another opportunity or have swung all the way through on it and committed to it a little more.
Here goes the second baseman in Tori O'Brien, 0 for 2 today. 1-0 count. So Smith's on 109 pitches, 24 balls that were fouled, 5 strikeouts. Those strikeouts coming in the beginning of the game. We haven't really seen much from Allison Smith in the strikeout game today.
No, we haven't. That's just, you know, kudos to the Bobcat offense. They've done a really good job of, you know, working their way through that first time through the lineup, adjusting their game plan if they did, or just kind of settling into the game, and, you know, really having their second and third at-bats have been so much more successful, so much more quality swings, and, you know, I'm sure the staff is super happy with them right now so far.
And O'Brien, quarter cracks, and a run out, but that's going to end the top of the 6th. Grind got tagged out by Cammie Quartercracks, and now the Buckeyes bat. Can they get a run on in the bottom of the 6th? towards the end of the game here on Big Ten Plus. A good one between both sides. And Buka will fair catch the ball at Ohio State's 29-yard line. Play will continue as CJ Stroud leads his team out for his first possession of the second half. 13:56, Ohio State leads by 4. So the running game has not been the greatest for Ohio State. Do you try and establish the run on this possession, Cole?
You have to a little bit. Your defense did a great job stopping Georgia, did exactly what they needed to do with a quick 3 and out. See what the run game can get you, at least here on this first down, in my opinion. See what you can get with Dallin Hayden in the backfield with Stroud, and see what you can really start to build up on this drive.
Stroud, 2 receivers to his left and right. Mitch Rossi's in the game at tight end. Hayden in the backfield on his right side. Stroud in the gun, motions over Buka. Stroud snaps the ball, fakes the handoff. He's looking around, he's got time, pressure's coming. He's got Julian Fleming deep! Fleming with the catch! Brings into opponent territory. Beautiful pass and catch to Julian Fleming for a big gain.
Big gain indeed. Stroud went through all of his options that time, eventually finding Fleming, where he just burned Keelan Rigo on that one. There's no chance he was able to catch up with him. The speedy wide receiver Fleming that time making a huge grab for Ohio State.
That passing catch was good for 25 yards. Ohio State has the ball on Georgia's 45. Stroud, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. In the backfield, Xavier Johnson, the handoff to Johnson under center with Stroud. Johnson continues to churn. He gets a couple yards. He'll be short of the first down marker. Looks to be good for 7 to 8 yards.
And Xavier Johnson, who scored that touchdown to end the half for Ohio State, looks to be limping off just a little bit. But we've seen it multiple times this season, Johnson getting inserted into that backfield when they've been a little depleted in that department. A good pickup that time.
Smile Munden, the MAC position for Georgia, was in for the tackle. 2 receivers to Stroud. On his right side, they motion in, 1 to his left. In the backfield, Dallin Hayden. Fakes the handoff, play action, Stroud, he's looking deep. And he's got a man, Emeka Egbuka this time. The first down and more. Egbuka gets down to the 18-yard line of Georgia. They are churning now and dialing it up.
And the air raid continues. Stroud having plenty of time in the pocket, finds a wide open Egbuka just crossing over the middle. Great job there by Ohio State.
Stroud, 3 receivers to his right side. Stroud looks over to the sideline, will reset. He's got 20 on the play clock. Stroud looks around, 1 to his left, 3 to his right, motions over Rossi the other side. The handoff in the shotgun, gives it up to Xavier Johnson. Moves his way for a few down the left hash. And Ohio State will pick up 6 yards on that run with 11:48 remaining in the third quarter.
And just like that, Xavier Johnson becomes Ohio State's top rusher today. Only 15 yards, but doing a great job on this drive in particular, keeping this Georgia defense questioning what's coming next for the Buckeyes.
Multiple substitutions for the Bulldogs defense as they're trying to figure things out. Stroud under gun. 3 receivers to his left. Hands it off, up the middle. Xavier Johnson can't get much. So they continue to use Xavier Johnson as the running back. He's kind of been the H-back for this Ohio State team, but he's been pretty good the last couple games for Ohio State, and he's showing it once again.
Yeah, nothing too much there, but you talked about just being able to keep him in, and he's got the hot drive. Why not stay with him for this 3rd and short situation?
The receivers for Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr., Mitch Rossi, Emeka Egbuka, Xavier Johnson in the backfield. Stroud goes under center. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Stroud fakes the handoff, play action. He rolls outside. He's got Emeka Egbuka, who walks into the end zone. Touchdown Ohio State. They extend their lead. 34-24, Ohio State goes up 10 with 10:37. The beautiful play action and rolling to Stroud's right side. And Georgia was just lost on that play. No one inside. Keely Ringo could not get him down. And Ohio State is up big against the Georgia Bulldogs. Noah Ruggles on for the extra point. End over end the kick. And it's good. 35-24, an 11-point game. And this Georgia crowd is stunned